In this video, we are going to build this modern feedback form using the AI form builder from ShadcnSpace. We will use AI to generate the form UI component. So basically, the component is styled using ShadcN UI, validate with Zod, and using the React hook form as well. We also use a real PostgreSQL database using Neon and Drizzle ORM. We are not even going to touch the Neon database website. Everything including the database setup and migration will be done directly from OpenCode using AI. So we are going to use this Neon CLI command basically. Alright, so let's go to shadcnspace.com and go to AI tools, then click the AI form builder. And as you can see in here, basically you can just describe the form you need in plain English and get production ready React component style with shadcn UI, validate with Zod, and wired with React hook form. My prompt is really simple. I'm gonna paste this text in here, create a feedback form with name, email, rating, category, and feedback field. And also in here, you have a layout button that if you click that, there's a couple options in here. So basically you can create a single step or you can do multiple step, but by the multiple step for now, it's just coming soon. So I'm gonna select this split image. I like that. So I'm gonna click it and let's click select layout. Here we go. So now let's hit enter. Let's take a look what happened. Please log in to generate AI form. We have saved your prompt. You'll be back at here. All right, so I'm gonna log in. As you can see, this is the result. This is the preview and this is the code. So let's take a look. I'm gonna click this layout. So basically we can also change the layout from here. Let me try to using the center card. Yep, it works. Really nice, the split image. Then we can change that to branding panel, whatever. I think everything it just works like really fast. I love that. And also here, this is the form. We have the titles, the description, right? Then this is the form. So let's try to click submit without give any value. I hope we see some error going on. And here we go. As you can see, it works. The validation, it just works. Then let's try to put just random value, right? Then I'm gonna click this technical support. The rating is 2. And for example, I'm gonna click submit feedback. It still will get this error. Pretty nice. Let's type in a hello, whatever. So I'm gonna click submit feedback. Then yeah, nice, pretty cool. We have the confetti here. Cool. Let me just close the reset form. Great. So anyway, let's take a look at the code. I'm gonna click that. Then here we go. As you can see, this is the code that we can just copy and paste. I'm not see any single command that we can just clone all the project, right? All the code. Of course, we have to do that manually. I think ShadcnSpace have to adding like one command to download all the code. So what we have to do is just copy everything here, or you can just download the file. Then I'm gonna create a brand new Next.js application called feedbase. I'm gonna hit enter. The idea is I want to integrate this form with the database using Drizzle and also PostgreSQL from Neon. So let's try to cd to that folder. Then I'm going to open that on my Visual Studio Code. I like to just download the file. Then I like to just drag and drop the file to my code in here. And I like to just running my open code and try to do everything with open code. So we can do that like automatically. So I want to enter open code. My prompt is please put this file generated from.tsx into components folder and use kebab case name file. Then import that to my home page.tsx. Just does it. All right, it's done. As you can see, now we have the component folder and we have the generated dash form.tsx. Now what we have to do is we need to basically install all the dependency, right? So I just want to run this prompt, install all dependency from the form. Hit enter and the AI will doing that for us. All right, it's done. So now we can running the npm run dev on another terminal, and it's basically open localhost 3000. So let's open that on another tab. As you can see, the styling is not used correctly. And if, for example, I'm going to click submit feedback, and as you can see, the red color with error not show as well. Let me try to take a look. I have to make sure that the shadcn UI is installed successfully. As you can see in here, this is shadcn UI. Great, it installed successfully. But the problem is I'm not yet put the registry. Let's go back to the shadcn and go to the AI tools or resource blocks and then click the how to use shadcn CLI. And then in here, I have to set up this premium access. So I'm going to copy this registry object. I'm going to copy that and then paste that in here. Then also I have to put the email and license key. So I have to create the .env file. Then I have to put this value here. I'm gonna copy that and paste it. Then I have to go to my dashboard. This one right here, I'm gonna click that. And I have to just copy the license key and then paste that to my environment variables, then also the email in here. And I hope this is working. Let's go back and I'm going to refresh. And anyway, this is still not working. I'm not really sure what's happening. So let's try to just take a look on the global.css file. And I think this is the problem because this is not like the full shadcn theme setup as you can see in here, right? So what I have to do is I want to open my open code and just asking the problem to my open code. My prompt is the global CSS not like full shadcn theme setup. Please fix it. All right, it's done. So now we can just remove the .next in here and then try to restart the npm run dev. So basically, you can also running the npx.cn ls init in order to create or configure again the shadcn. It basically also will generate the global.css again for you. Now the styling is applied correctly. Let me try to submit the feedback, and as you can see, it works, right? The validation is also works. So anyway, now I'm going to create a database on Neon, which is we are going to create the PostgreSQL. So instead of click the new project and use manually on the browser, I like to using my terminal in here or using my AI. So basically, I'm gonna put this prompt in here. Please create new project Neon called feedbase, use the PostgreSQL and put the database URL to my .env. I already connect the MCP in here, Neon connected. If you don't know how to do that, my previous video is basically explain how to add the Neon MCP into the open code. So the link should be on the description. Great, so now let's try to running this prompt in here. Alright, so it's basically done and it create a Neon project called feedbase and add the database URL to my .env. On my console.neon, I'm going to refresh that and hopefully now we have new project in here called feedbase. I'm gonna click that and as you can see everything is already set up in here. Pretty cool. Let's take a look at the table. Now it should be empty. Great, so now we are going to install the Drizzle and also try to create the schema. My prompt is really simple: install and configure Drizzle ORM with Neon PostgreSQL. I already added database URL in my .env file. So let's hit enter. Alright, so we have question from the AI to make sure what the AI will doing. First is basically install the package, Drizzle ORM and etc. Is create the Drizzle config, db client schema, and also add the generate push studio to the package.json file. Great. That's everything that I want. So let's do OK, hit enter. All right, everything is done. So let's take a look in here. The AI is asking to push the schema to the database. So let's try to see the schema. I'm going to go to the db.schema in here, schema.ts file. Basically, the schema is not matched with my form in here. That should be have like name, email, feedback, category, and this rating, and also the feedback message, right? So I'm going to put this one right here, this prompt. So basically use name, email, rating, category, feedback message, and create ad for the schema. It should be matched with the form UI. All right, it's done. So now we have the name, email, rating, category, and message. Great. So now what we have to do is please push the schema to the database. So now what we have to do is we need to integrate the UI, which is the form, with the results. So when users submit the feedback, it should be save the data into the database. Because now as you can see on the generated form, it's not do anything on the on submit. So let's try to put the prompt in here. My prompt is save feedback form data into the database using server action. I'm going to hit enter. All right, it's done. So let's take a look on the browser and we are going to submit this data. Full name is Alex Johnson, the email, the alex@example.com, then the feedback category technical support. The rating is 5. Then this is the message. Let's try to click submit feedback and hopefully it is successful. Nothing happened in here, right? So let's go back to the Neon console and refresh it. Great, as you can see, all the data is saved into the database. But I like to adding like the toast notification, for example. So I'm gonna open my open code again. Please add toast notification for success or error. All right, it's done. So let's try the final test. Here, as you can see, I already put the value like the name, the email, and etc. Let's try to click the submit feedback, and basically the rating is required. I'm gonna click 5. So let's try to submit. And hopefully, as you can see, now we have this feedback down here, right? This is the toast notification. Let me try to go back to database and refresh that. Hopefully we see this new data, right? Michael Lee. It works. So hopefully this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. See you on another video.